Welcome. In today's video we're going to discuss something that I had never seen nor imagined before, which is a magnetic mousepad. I'll show you how to use it, why it can be a useful addition to your desk setup, and in the second part of the video, or third part of the video, I'll show you some advanced tips and tricks. Welcome, I'm Olivier Girard, ergonomist, posture therapist, author of the Posture Manual, and creator of the Posture Academy. Whenever you invent something, there should be a reason for it. You see, we have vertical mouses, like the MX Vertical. Then we can go one step further with the Contour Unimouse, which is an adjustable tilt-angle vertical mouse. So what's the point of that? Well, you add an adjustment level, meaning that it will be adjustable into these, and that will help you do crazy things with your wrist, either to explore how the forearm works, or to find the very best position for you. Let's see how we can do that. The mousepad has only two knobs. This one is meant to attach to any desk surface, and it's gonna go fairly easily like this, and it's gonna be stable. It can be put in one way or in the other way, of course, and that will impact the overall mobility. And the second knob is this one, which will unlock the whole mobility of the pad, knowing that here you have some ridge in which you will be able to go past the limit that you see here. In the end, look what I can do with it. I can bring it here. Here I'm a bit locked. Now I can move it here. I can move it there. I can move it under the desk. I can move it in every direction. If you're a geek, you'll find it cool because you can play with it. But be a careful geek, meaning that you can do great things, but the more the device moves, the more it can also bring you to deviated/unhealthy postures. So what we need to do now is see the basic positions and see how to adjust the device, preferably in combination with an electrically adjustable desk. You'll understand why. We could say that you have three basic positions, You have the standard basic position, which is a horizontal mouse mat. Well, then the question is, why would you use this one? Just use the desk. So I don't take this really as a position. Then you have the kind of traditionally tilted mouse mat, which is around 45 degrees. Then you could say, okay, I want that as a vertical mouse. To have it as a vertical mouse, the clamp needs to be the other way around, and I need to unlock it here, and that's it. I have a vertical mouse mat. And then I can go even further. I can say, no, I want 135 degrees or 180 degrees. So that is the whole range. Now, how should you adjust it and how should you think about it? You should think about it starting with your body in the middle of nowhere, as I'll always say. What is your body in the middle of nowhere is this. Is you relax completely and you put your hand in a position that would like to hold the mouse. Say, and what you see is that your hand is at some kind of a 45-degree angle. It's not like this. Here I start feeling tension here. It's not completely vertical either. It's somewhere here. So if my hand is somewhere here, what I'll do is I'll unlock the pad. I keep my hand where it is, and you see I will adjust the pad so that it's parallel to my hand. I move the pad towards my hand, not the other way around. You could also say I take the mouse in my hand and I move the pad to the undersurface of the mouse. And once I have found it, I can do micro adjustment. If I tilt like this, I see that my wrist is in extension. If I tilt like this, it's in reflection. So what I'll do is I take my working posture, which is a bit closer to my keyboard, relax everything, take a comfortable position, adjust the pad to where I'd like to be, and refasten the knob, which I lost, which is here. And this is where now you'll need an electric desk, because you see I'm here, I'm not completely above my mouse. And if I go down, I will create deviation in my wrist. So what I do instead is I leave my hand here, and with the other hand I adjust the desk and wait until the mouse falls naturally in my hand. And now I'm ready to work. If I want, especially for static tasks, it's good practice to also adjust the armrest in exactly the same philosophy. And once I've done the biomechanical adjustment, I found a perfectly neutral posture for my wrist, elbow, and neck. Then I'll do the software setting, which is adjust the DPI so that I move the mouse without creating forearm contraction. We're gonna get to that now. So you see, now using exactly the same philosophy, I have created a vertical setup. I just need to put my armrest to not have my arm in suspension, and that's it. Probably my desk needs to be a centimeter lower. That's it. This is a vertical setup. Now let's go for a reverse setup, and it's because of these vertical and reverse setups that you need to have a magnetic mouse. You see, my hand, if it would be the other way around, would be here. So here I just, the right way, refasten the knob, and here I'm in a negative setup. The knob needs to be up there. Here. You see, this is a negative setup. When you go in that direction, well, you should not go completely horizontal either, because here you will start feeling tension in your elbow. So somehow you're gonna be somewhere between a 40 something degree angle, maybe vertical, maybe 130, 135, but you're never gonna be at a 180 degree angle like this. Now let's talk about the limits. You see, one of the issues is that when you use this setup, and I'll show you another one in the advanced steps, sometimes that thing is in the way or in the way of your keyboard. There are two ways to think about it. Number one, you can decide to, after that, adjust your keyboard separately, meaning, raise your keyboard because your keyboard would be actually comfortable a bit higher here. So I can independently raise my keyboard to adapt to that new setup. The other advice, and that's my main advice, is that, look, do not consider this as a permanent device. It's a device for mouse intensive tasks. Yeah? And for body exploration. When it's not adapted, just take off the clamp and use the mouse on the desk surface like a normal mouse, or use one of your other mouses. It's not one mouse per desk setup. You can have 2 or 3. And before we move to the advanced tips, I'd like to really highlight the importance of positioning it rightly, left and right. You don't want to spread your elbow. You need to be neutral in every position. So the device needs to be decently close to the keyboard, and therefore it may sometimes impact the accessibility of the keyboard, which is the reason why you should really adapt your work style and your work setup to your task. Now, let's move to some advanced observations. Observation number 1. You see, if I take a normal vertical mouse, usually I will click like this, meaning it's kind of a pinching force to click. Here, you're on a traditional clicking way, which is just that. So if you have some hand pain, especially in the inside, and this grip is difficult, it may be a nice way to test that device, maybe with a not too exotic angle so as to facilitate acceptance, but you may want to try it like this. Second one, the magnetic force is not adjusted, it's fixed. And it's been adjusted so that the mouse is stable in the worst mechanical conditions, which is that. Therefore, the magnetic resistance will be kind of a movement hindrance when you're in a more traditional position, and that will create some static strain, or that can create some static strain in the forearm. However, there are some simple things you can do to artificially reduce the magnetic strength, which is to just insert a piece of paper between the mouse and the mat, and you see that makes it easier to glide, but the piece of paper will not glide away because it's held magnetically by the mouse. So that's a simple way to reduce the resistance if you feel that it's a source of forearm strain. Tip number 3, you see, when you use a traditional desk like mine, you're always a bit annoyed because that thing comes either forward or back, or it's a bit in the way. Yeah? There is a context in which you will not have that issue, which is when you use a very, slim workstation. For example, when I watch my kid play in the garden, I have a mini adjustable workstation which is big like this. That is extremely handy because I need an external mouse. It's not healthy to work directly on the laptop. An external mouse is a minimum survival package, and that will give me great adjustability without being annoyed with the width of the device. So if you use a very compact desk, well, that may be extremely useful for you. That's it for today. Conclusion: you start from your body and you adapt the device to your body, not the other way around, i.e. work on your body awareness. Message number 2, choose which tasks you want to do with it. It's not necessarily to be used 100% of the time. Your desk can also be a mouse mat.